Hi everyone! March is such a wonderful time in the garden, isn't it? We've had some lovely sunny days. I know we're still getting, weather that is a bit chilly, but there's so much going on out in the garden. This is the month for gardeners. It brings so much hope and joy. The daffodils are flowering. I've got pulmonaria out and primroses and hyacinths. It's just looking fabulous, and I just love this time of year. So the seed sowing extravaganza begins. You've probably already sown a few seeds back in February, and if you haven't sown any yet, you've got plenty of time. Many seeds can be sown directly outside later when the weather is a little bit warmer, when the soil's a little bit warmer, so don't worry at all. But if you have sown some seeds already in pots under cover and perhaps kept them in your Rhino greenhouse, then you're probably potting them on, thinning them out and potting them on, and just starting to see them all come to life is such a wonderful thing. So I'm not planting anything directly outside just yet because it's just not warm enough despite some of the glorious spring days. But some things that you can plant out now are onions, shallots, garlics, and perhaps your early potatoes as well. So I'm growing my potatoes in bags. I do that every year. It just saves me a bit of space on the allotment. But I am going to show you how to plant your onions, shallots, and garlics. So here's my red onion sets. I always check them before planting to see if I can find any damage or any mold, like on this one. You don't want to be planting those. And once I've got my sets ready that are in good shape, I just pop them into the soil. So these are growing in a raised bed. I've already replenished the compost. It's looking really good. I pop these in about 10 centimeters apart, but you can put these in much closer, especially if you are growing in containers, for example. You can also sow onion seeds too. Oh look, there's a millipede or centipede. Can you spot that going off the screen? You can plant these much closer, or you can sow seeds, but always read the instructions because some are different. These are garlics. I picked these because they're really strong, and you plant them very similarly to onions, but don't plant that whole bulb. I have seen people do that before. You need to remove the cloves and plant those individually. So if you have a good compost or good loose soil, you can just push them gently into the soil. But if not, and it's harder, you want to make a hole first. Make sure that all of these are growing in a sunny position, well-drained soil. I'm just putting all of these, that's onions, garlic and shallots, all in the same raised bed to save some space on the allotment. It might mean that I have smaller onions, but that's fine by me. Here's some more instructions. That's about the shallots. This one was really moldy, so that's got to go before planting them into the compost. So apart from sowing lots, you can also chit your potatoes. I just place them into a container of some kind. I put them on the ledge on the Rhino greenhouse where it's nice and light and sunny, with the eyes facing up, or some will call that the rows, and they'll start to sprout. And once they've sprouted and it's time to plant them outside, whether it's in the ground or in a pot, you can plant them up. And that's said to help increase like the shooting and strength of the potato and that kind of thing. But if you don't do it, again, please don't worry about it, because you can just plant them straight in the ground. They don't have to be chitted. Sometimes I think that us gardeners make it a little harder for ourselves, but actually if you just put them in the ground because you missed chitting time, then they will grow just fine. Here's the potatoes I am growing this year. Rocket, I always grow these. You'll see this is the rose or the eye. That's the part of the potato that you want to be facing upwards. My mum saved me these egg boxes, so I'm popping the potatoes in there. This is Cameo, and I have not grown these before, so I'm giving them a go as well. Not forgetting, of course, you can also plant out some summer flowering bulbs. So I've got these gladioli here and I absolutely love them. I know they're not for everyone, but how can you not like the blousiness of gladiolus? I don't know. These are chocolate and lemon drop, so hopefully going to have a really lovely combination there. I've got some others to plant as well. Now you can plant summer flowering bulbs from January all the way through to May. March is generally the time I do it, March, early April, but you can wait if you haven't got enough time and there's loads of other things to do. But these are going to go out. I generally plant these about 10 centimeters deep and just cover them over, and they'll soon start popping up. They just make the most stunning cut flowers. I plant them every single year. When you put them in a vase on, say, your living room table, when visitors come, they will go, wow. So if you haven't grown them before, give them a go. And if you haven't liked them in the past, then I challenge you to, try them again. Spring mornings and evenings on the allotment are some of my favourite times of year, and at this time of year the birds are starting to sing, so if you just pause for a moment and listen to the bird song, it's just absolutely lovely. Happy March and happy gardening.